Going on, you guys? My name is Rayge, and we are back today to unpack Cosmic Crucible Season 5 in terms of the updates that are expected to come, but we've got additional verbiage here now on how this is going to actually impact each of the rooms respectively. On top of that, the new global rules. So ideally, this is to help you guys prepare. I do believe that the patch is coming in a couple weeks here, so that's when we likely will be seeing some of these changes, as typically these Cosmic Crucible seasons do last for 3 to 4 months, and we're reaching about that time frame now. So first and foremost, the global rules did get updated here. So if you recall, this is a ruling that applies across all the rooms. This is going to be flat, and it's really intended to celebrate the new reworks and additional Superior 6 characters with Green Goblin Classic coming into the game. So this is what they're going to be getting, right? Sinister 6 getting additional focus and barrier. Superior 6 on their successful attacks, they are going to also be generating barrier and also removing revive ones for the characters that are attacked. So that's going to be really notable against, you know, a team that has Dormammu or any kind of mechanic involving revives. We also have them gaining defense up as well. And now all the defensive characters are going to get that flat 20% HP and damage that we've seen in typical past seasons. However, the one thing that is going to be new is with each completed attempt, so keep in mind this is a registered fail as opposed to you backing out, they are now going to be gaining a stack of exhaust, which is about a 20% reduction in their stats. And we've already seen this in War, and now it's great to see that they've applied this in Cosmic Crucible as well. So that way, you know, you're using intended strategic attempts, so that way you are trying to, you know, take down the room, but also building progress on that. Now, having said that, the one clear distinction that you folks should be aware of on the Sinister 6, Superior 6 classification is that all Superior 6 characters are also classified as Sinister 6. So they will be gaining the additional focus and barrier that I've noted up there. So keep in mind the Superior 6 gets the additional benefits of the attacks, clearing revive, barrier, a defense up on top of the focus and barrier. So just something to keep in mind. They're going to get much more love just because, again, they are the new team being added in the season. Which now leads us to the room updates. So these are the respective room updates for, I do believe most of these apply both offensively and defensively, so it doesn't really matter how you attack it. But keep in mind now, there are some certain ideas that I have here in the brackets, but we're going to be, you know, obviously testing this out when the updates come live and seeing which teams do and don't work. Room 1, so striker characters gaining assist. Now, each striker-based character is going to now get an additional assist, which is really nice. I think the teams that are going to thrive off this the most are, you know, characters that already have naturally a lot of strikers inherently to the team. So that's Death Seed, Infinity Watch, Wakandans. They all get the additional assists from their supportive character. You know, in this case, Nebula for Infinity Watch, Dark Beast for Death Seed. I mean, by them gaining now the additional assist, they're going to be attacking a lot more, and definitely offensively and defensively, they're going to be getting a lot more attacks on. So I think teams that have naturally more strikers already are going to really thrive off that room bonus. Room 2, we have tech and skill characters now gaining speed up on their basic attacks when successfully landed. As well, they're going to be getting a barrier if the speed actually does last end of turn. So characters like Pegasus, Invaders, even Bionic Avengers, all of them are going to be able to gain this kind of benefit. I would focus on characters that are in the meta tech and skill, hence why I did put down Pegasus Invaders. They're going to be the obvious ones, right? But I also think Pegasus is likely going to be the best in slot, just based on kind of where they're at right now. Players still building them up, and they're still newer to combat against, as we've seen in this Cosmic Crucible. Mind you, though, remember, we're losing now the raid bonuses. They're not going to be as prominent, but they're still a very good team even outside of raids. Room 3, all ultimate cost now 2 less, but this is kind of the detriment to it, so you have to be strategic. It now spreads debuffs from self to adjacent allies. So I think some of the most powerful ultimates in the game, you know, Death Seed, Darkhold, Eternals, any of the Horseman teams, now you do need to think about if you want to use that ultimate, right? Because at the end of the day, that's also going to spread debuffs. So you really want to be focused on the placement here as well, because the debuffs transfer from the self to adjacent allies. So if you're able to, you know, have a strong ultimate ability in the corner of a placement for your team, you're going to be able to at least reduce the amount of damage that's being done on your team, right? Or have a strong team that can cleanse, such as Rebirth, where maybe using the ultimate like Captain Carter, nets itself out because of the fact that it also cleanses. Just some good theory crafting for sure. We're gonna have to test this out to see how that offsets, but these are the ideas I'm getting right now anyways. Room 4, unsuccessful dodge attacks gain stealth, and as well, if there is the stealth, they're going to be gaining a raw 20% increase in their damage. So I think obvious teams would be ones that naturally have a lot of dodge already. Unlimited X-Men, Tangle Web are the ones that came to mind. Web Warriors also have a lot of dodge, but I mean, they've fallen out of the meta quite hard, so it'll be interesting. Maybe they can be an offensive team for this, so that way they can, you have a little bit more control there. But yeah, I think this one's probably up in the air in terms of synergy here, and may not even follow. But yeah, let me know if you guys can think of any good teams that have tons of dodge. I was trying to, but just wasn't really getting off the top of my head there. Room 5, this one's pretty obvious. Mutants on turn, they clear all debuffs, and on top of that, once the debuffs have been cleared, they actually get an additional 10% per debuff clear. So Unlimited X-Men, I think Death Seed make the most sense for these room updates. They're going to thrive off of offense and defense. So leaving one of them here for that defense room is going to make a lot of sense. Keep in mind too, this also applies to mutant characters like, Apocalypse. So we can have that synergy there, and he can bring a lot more firepower to the team. So definitely going to be exciting, and it's great to see that there's always a consistent room that assists us with the value that we've already invested in Unlimited X-Men. Like, that's likely where I will be putting them. And then last but not least, guys, room 6, perhaps the room that has the most kind of theory crafting in honor of villains and hero characters, but villains gaining defense down on successful attacks. Meanwhile, heroes also gaining offense down on the enemy's attack. So it's just giving you a little mixed match here. But I put in Darkhold and Gamma because there's a good mixture of villains and hero characters on both teams, and they can bring in a little bit of synergy there in terms of adding that kind of value and mixing it around. But also, I was just being mindful of the meta and which teams and characters I'm missing. But yeah, this is kind of what I've drafted right now, guys. It's high level. This is likely going to change, but just to give you guys an idea of what to expect, how these different room updates are going to impact the teams utilized, but as well, Sinister 6, Superior 6, obviously gaining a lot of love. They're going to be one of the prominent offense teams if you're building them up, so they'll be gaining benefits all across the board on their attack. So there you guys have it. Cosmic Crucible Season 5. Looking forward to it. It's going to be exciting. I'll definitely keep you guys up to date in the room setups and offensive attacks when we get right into it. So thank you as always. Do appreciate you guys following along, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.